So I'm just starting this video off by saying I'm fascinated with Hideo Kojima. I have another video scheduled for tomorrow talking more about Hideo Kojima because I'm fascinated by this dude. I do consider him the crazy man in video games because he's made some very interesting stuff and he's coming out and talking more about the Death Stranding film he wants to make. And it's not going to be a big blockbuster entertainment. It's not going to be Tomb Raider. It's not going to be, oh, Nathan Drake. What was that? I can't think of the name of that franchise off the top of my head, starring Tom Holland. Awful casting, by the way. It's going to be something different. Death Stranding film won't be a blockbuster with big actors and explosions. Hideo Kojima is aiming for a more art house approach to his debut. I think that's actually a really good move. Like a borderline fantastic move for what Death Stranding is. Death Stranding is a very surreal, kind of interesting world. I don't know the proper ways to describe it. It is a horror film. It has some Lovecraftian nature to it. Is very artsy, even as a video game, and making it a more art house style film, dealing with some more artsy fartsy stuff, actually probably will work well. Take Northman, for example. Northman is more of an art film than an actual blockbuster film. Love Northman. I actually love that director, by the way. I need to see more of his stuff, and I can't wait to see what else he puts out. That being said, I think this is a perfect direction for them. Because Death Stranding wasn't an action-packed adventure game. It was a walking simulator. Had some action moments, but for the most part, it was very artistic, very surreal, had a very interesting story. This rain system that if you got caught in it, de-aged you. Well, aged you, not de-aged you. Made you grow older. It was a very fascinating. It had this whole life, death, repeat style. It was this unique world that I really enjoyed watching. I never got to play it. I don't have a PlayStation. Shortly after announcing Death Stranding 2 earlier this month, Kojima Productions confirmed that Death Stranding film is in development too. This movie is being fully financed by Barbarian executive producer Alex Lebowski, I'm probably saying that wrong, Hammerstone Studios, and will be produced by Kojima and Lebowski. So I looked into Hammerstone Studios. A lot of their films I haven't watched. I haven't seen Barbarian. I don't know a lot of them. Actually, I haven't watched any other films. What I do know is they made the last Bill and Ted movie. So maybe there's some hope there. I don't see anything bad here. Is it Bill and Ted? I'm probably getting that wrong. The had Keanu Reeves and a dude, and it was a franchise that they made. It might be Bill and Ted. I might be getting that wrong. Face the Music. That's what it was called. So, it is a more of an art house style production studio. I think that's perfect for them. I think a more art house style bent to this is what is required. And I think Kojima it's a different approach than video game making and video game storytelling. But I think Kojima would do interesting things with this. Lebowski previously told Deadline the film would be far more intimate and grounded, and that's kind of what you need because of how the world of Death Stranding it is. It is a very unique film. It needs to be relatively grounded and very intimate because it's when you go so big, it's not an MCU style universe. It's not a God of War style universe. It has a lot of twists and turns and has some big epic moments, but it's not. It's something unique in its own regard. The other big budget game adaptation, and Kojima has elaborated on this in a newly published IGN interview. I was on video calls with lots of people in Hollywood every week beginning last year. And not just for Death Stranding, he said. I received a lot of offers, but my intention from the start was never to make a blockbuster film. Before we continue on, I do not doubt that Kojima has been hit up by a lot of Hollywood people to make their film. Again, I could be getting this wrong. People can correct me in the comment section below. I do know Hideo Kojima worked on Metal Gear. Metal Gear is a very big action-packed universe that would be a more blockbuster style film. He's worked on all sorts of different things here and there, and I'm blanking on some of his titles right now. But Hideo Kojima is a very unique storyteller. He makes very unique stuff. Silent Hill is another one. I don't know if he's made the original, but I know he's worked on one. He also worked on PT. He's a very unique storyteller. He has a unique way of telling stories. He's done action. He's done horror. And Death Stranding, though it is a horror, it's more of an artsy style of a horror game. It is already more of an artsy style video game, so an artsy style film is perfect for Hideo. And again, he's made tons of work. He has tons of stuff under his belt, but that's video games, that's not movies. That's why I'm curious how this is all going to go down, because video game storytelling is different than movie storytelling. You have to be more condensed to do a movie. You have to be able to do a movie, and I would argue maybe 2 hours. Some people argue maybe an hour and a half. It varies. I received a lot of offers, but my intentions from the start was never to make a blockbuster film. Alex Lebowski from Hammerstone Studios shared my vision with regards to that. There were a lot of pitches to make a large-scale movie with famous actors and flashy explosions. But what good will explosions be in Death Stranding? Making money isn't something I'm focused on at all either. I'm aiming for more of an art house approach, and the only person who offered to make a film like that was Alex Lebowski. I'm still probably butchering that. Which makes me think he's rather unusual type. I think that's right, and not wanting to make money off this, I don't know how that's all going to do. I don't know how this film's going to be made. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I just keep coming back to, I'm curious on what the plan is. Death Stranding, I think this is a good approach. He wants to make this film. He doesn't want to make money. And what he wants to do with this film, I think, is something that a lot of filmmakers do end up wanting. Prior to entering Hollywood, I do think a lot of filmmakers wish to be this. I would say potentially the director for The Witch, Lighthouse, and Northman is more of an art house director that does inspire filmmakers. I really love his work. I think it's fantastic. I think we need more filmmakers like this that are saying, hey, let's quit with the big blockbuster events and let's do something a little more intimate, grounded, and things like this that are more artsy. And we haven't quite. It's such unique world. Death Stranding is very fascinating. We haven't quite decided that yet. Oh wait, Kojima also said it has yet to be decided if the film will include characters from the game, like protagonist Sam Porter Bridges. I kind of think you could do characters from the game. You could maybe center it. I haven't seen the trailer for Death Stranding 2 yet. You could possibly center it around maybe his mom, maybe other people, maybe some other person from the universe that we end up seeing in the game. Something like that. You could do something like that, or you could do a completely different person that gets impacted with these events. Just do something in the world that could potentially work. We haven't quite decided that yet. The failure of film adaptations of games from a while back has led to a lot of movies that cater to gamers, right? I don't know why he said that. The failure of film adaptations of games from a while back has led to a lot of movies that cater to gamers, right? Well, yes and no. Yes, more films are becoming catered to video gamers, well, to gamers as a whole. But what it really is, hey, they're running out of steam with the superhero genre. Let's get into the video game genre. Let's hit these things because they're already there and we can get the creators there. That's what it really is. Less to do with, hey, these are popular characters. More to do with, hey, we're running out of steam over here. Let's go video game. Video games. People love video games. Let's make movies of the video games, even though it doesn't make that much sense. because, I mean, video games are already there and you can play with the video game. I think the bent that Hollywood's going now will ultimately fail. You'll have some hits here or there like Sonic, Super Mario Bros. I'm willing to bet. I don't think this will be a hit, but it will be an interesting movie to watch. But Hollywood's doing weird things. Excuse me. That's why they have the same kind of look as a game. I don't want the Death Stranding movie to be like that. Rather, I'm taking the approach of changing and evolving the world of Death Stranding in a way that suits film well. That's appropriate. It's kind of one of the reasons why you can't do the video game for Death Stranding as an actual movie. You can do the world in Death Stranding, but you can't do the video game. You're going to have to do a unique aspect of this. A different storyline, a different set of characters, set in the same world, though. That's what you're going to probably have to do, because the story for Death Stranding is lengthy. Video games are more lengthy than movies, so doing something more like that, as instead of doing the video game storyline, just saying, hey, it's a movie now. No, do a different aspect to get people to play the games, because I do think the games are interesting. I made Death Stranding to be a game, gamers are games. I made Death Stranding to be a game, and games are games. They're not real. There's no real need to turn them into films, correct? Completely different storytelling elements, completely different styles. Even though they might have similarities, they're completely different. You actually interact with the game, where a movie you don't really get to interact with that much. So doing something different for the movie will do better. So in a way, the Death Stranding movie is taking a direction that nobody has tried before with a movie adaptation of a game. I think people probably tried similar approaches before, but we'll see what he does. I think that what I need to make is something that will inspire some of the people who watch it to become creators 10 or 20 years down the line. And that's what creators used to do. Inspirational stuff. Things that made creators want to become... Creators used to make things that would inspire other creators. Those are things that I would argue some really good creators are proud of, that they've convinced other creators to get into the business. I love that about it. That's one of the things I love about films. That's one of the things I love about video games. I actually at one point wanted to make video games because I loved them so much. I was so inspired by Skyrim that I wanted to make my own version of these things. Love Final Fantasy. I wanted to make my own JRPG, but an American making a JRPG essentially is what I wanted to do. That's what I think a creator should always be inspired about. Not the money, not all this. They inspire others to do a similar bent. Now the money is a good side part. But the fame and the fortune should have never been one of the big things about filmmaking, video game developing, things like that. It should have always been, hey, let's inspire people to do other things. And that's one of the reasons why I like Hideo Kojima so much, is because he is an inspirational force. He does create weird entities, weird creations here or there. He's a madman with a mind all of his own. I mean, come on. They mention it down here, which will be my video for tomorrow, but it's right here as well. Kojima says Microsoft understood his unusual game when others thought he was mad. He wants to make this cloud-based game, which I'm fascinated of. Kojima is a unique individual and a unique person and a unique creator that we need more of in this world. And I'm really fascinated with what his plans for Death Stranding are. And we'll be here every step of the way to see what comes of it. Well, with that, guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on Hideo Kojima and his works and things like that? If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I already said that. Share this video. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video go live. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.